God said, let there be light. I am here, bright white, still wearing the pink Crocs and the pink glasses and the pink fingernails, just like a bowerbird that just can't stop having anything pink. I mean, you saw all the stuff I was hanging up here on my I don't know, whatever you call it, that a curtain rod, rail, whatever. So this week, a lot of different things going on. Recap on last week's episode, probably not my best video I've ever made. It felt a little bit dull to me at least. And I kind of feel that if it's dull to me, then I don't know if it would appeal to somebody else. So I'm trying to up the energy levels here to kind of, I don't know, make me entertained by the content that I make, especially when I'm editing it and have to watch myself back. It's very vain. I know this is part of a content creator's life. But that vlog last week was revolving around an identity that I was creating. I couldn't really give you much details. I still can't give you much details. It's getting pitched tomorrow. This vlog will have already come out by the time I do so. So I hope to update you in the next vlog with what it looked like. And yeah, I'm stoked with it. The team that I'm working with on it, I work with I partner with a marketing firm that we do real estate branding and marketing together. And so we're pitching that tomorrow. All guns blazing. Let's hope they like. So that's that one. And then I'm also working on my clients, my Raw Sea clients. By the way, can I designed on the shelf now, supermarkets nationally. But for them, what I do each month is I create a blog post. I write up an article for them that relates to one of their products based on the season. So we're probably going to focus on Christmas because the next blog is going to be for December. And then we also create a banner image for their website. So that's another thing that has to be ticked off probably tomorrow. But today I am focused on a new brand that has a new product coming to market. There's no other product like it here in Australia at the moment. We have a head start on it. Yes, that's fantastic. And that's very rare to have such an opportunity. So I am stoked for what we have got going at the moment. So today is the strategy formulation part of this brand process. So far we've done a workshop. We've also decided on a name, which I came up with. I don't even know where I came up with it. It might have been like shower thoughts, one of those hashtag shower thoughts moments where the name popped into my head and we've stuck with it. We're gonna go register it and do all the things. So I can't tell you what it is. Again, I can't tell you what these things are. This is the hardest part about being a branding person. Even just a designer, creating something to show, we can't show it until it's out in the world. Otherwise, for many different reasons, we can really shoot ourselves in the foot as well as our clients. So we got to be hush, 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 hush. Now I just realized this room ain't big enough for the two of us. I need to pop this little one on. Here we go. Boop, boop. There we go. There we go. A little bit wider, yeah? So I'm at the whiteboard today. I have this whiteboard here. It's used maybe every month, maybe once a month, where I'm going to jot down some ideas about segmentation, targeting, positioning, and objectives, the building blocks of building a strategy for your brand to win. And there's some other steps up here, which is market orientation, but we kind of know where the product fits already, that this brand is going to be built around, and even future products as well, that this brand is going to be focused on growing with. So we're going to look at segmentation in terms of different category entry points that we could come to market with in the future, as well as what we can focus on right now and target based on those particular category entry points. So reasons for needing, buying this product, this brand, and then what future category entry points we could have. I did a whole vlog about this a few weeks back. I'll just link it up here or here, whichever side it is, the little card on YouTube. So you can watch that one back to understand what those two things are: segmentation, targeting, and category entry points. And then looking at positioning. What do we want the brand to be remembered for? That's what positioning basically is. We can position to our customer, so what we want them to remember the brand for, and so that they know, they build that association between the category entry point of when they need this with the brand. So when they think of needing a tissue, they think of Kleenex kind of thing. So we want to build those kinds of associations with this particular product. And then as a result, objectives. What do we want to achieve to make sure that the positioning is working, targeting is working, and then in the future, what we could do to grow the brand with segmentation and broader targeting. Okay? That's brand strategy in a nutshell. You could call it marketing strategy. Some people do that. Some people call brand strategy the purpose, the values, the personality. You might also have mission and vision. Now, the thing with mission and vision and purpose and values and personality, to me, that forms part of an identity. Just like you or me, we have an identity. We have a purpose, whether it's realized or unrealized, about what we do every day to get out of bed. What do we want to achieve? General purpose of why the brand exists. Why do we exist? What do we value? What do we stand for? What do we try to strive for each day that we can bake into what this brand means? And then the personality as a result. It could be the personality that we want to align with in terms of customers, something that they'll appreciate, something that they'll find an alignment with, or even just as the team internally that are behind this brand, if they're going to be the faces of the brand. More likely the former rather than the latter in this particular product case. But that to me is the identity piece, which is something that we don't inherently need to change ever necessarily in terms of purpose, values, personality, mission, vision, if you want to call it that. I think purpose and mission are getting pretty blended at the moment. Vision, I think, is a future kind of aspiration for what the brand stands for or wants to achieve, to be more than just their products or services, which is a good thing. But vision is very long term. It's harder to quantitate the day-to-day value in it. So I try and focus on those three at least for a brand identity, and that's the next stage after doing the strategy. So I say that this is the stuff that you don't need to revisit, but this is the stuff that you do, because this is ever evolving. You need to maybe retarget, you maybe need to go back to your segmentation. You might need to reposition or position for different targets if you offer different offerings, so different services or products. And then objectives, again, change. And as a result of objectives, we have tactics, which is something I haven't mentioned there. And tactics are all our brand efforts, be it marketing or branding, to help achieve those objectives. So if it's an ad campaign, if it's looking at our pricing, if it's improving our product, if it's looking at where we distribute the product and where it's available, or the service, and the branding. So does our colors work? Does our packaging work? Does our logo work? Does our messaging work? Does a tagline need to be revisited? All these different things that we can do to help build the brand and help the brand win better and better. So that's what I'm working on today. This process can take me a day, it can take me a week, typically not longer than that. I don't want to spend too much time on this because it should be simple at the end of the day. We don't want to complicate it too much. Yes, there is a lot of research involved in this, so I need to jump on the computer and research the competition, go out to the shop and look at what's around for where this product will fit on the shelf, because it is going into a supermarket, as well as some other places in the future. So I need to look at what's around. How can we stand out? How can we deliver on a promise that this is going to be a product for these consumers, to maybe choose this brand over others, which is pretty much bang on the money. So that's what I need to do here. I need to do all these different little bits and pieces. It is hot as Hades in here. We don't have fans, we don't have air conditioning in this house. It's built for winter. We have heating, so I need to go get a tower fan or something. Additionally, it's still spring here in Australia, so my hay fever right now sucks. I was recording a podcast episode for my Dr. Branding podcast the other day, which has hit over 50 episodes now. But halfway through it, a couple of times I had to sneeze and just compose myself just for the fact that just the hay fever just hits when it hits and you just can't help it. So that's my day. Now, I guess if you're wondering how a guy like me started out as a designer, I started out working in television production. I was a designer for a TV production company here in Australia called Fremantle. And in that role there, I was pretty much just doing design. And now I do writing for like copywriting and stuff. I do content, I do strategy. Like how do you come to know this kind of stuff? How do I come to know this kind of stuff? And it's a piecemeal of different things, different experiences in life that have kind of shaped my perspective on what it is that I do. God, I am sweating like a pig at the moment. So back in the day when I was a kid, I had a very different upbringing, and not a bad upbringing by any sense of the imagination either. But this was me here, little dude at the front there. This is in June 1992, and this is in Los Angeles, I believe. And up here is a band called Genesis. Now Genesis, if you are more of a millennial and you were born after the 80s, 90s, in the early 2000s and beyond, you're going to have no idea who Genesis is. But you might have an idea who this guy is. See this dude here? Again, there's me. This dude here. This guy. Or maybe you might remember this Cadbury version. Or if you don't know Phil Collins, maybe you know this girl. This is his daughter, Lily. So back in the 90s, early 90s, even before that, my dad worked as a drum roadie and tour manager for Phil Collins, that guy, and Genesis. Weird life, weird upbringing in some respects of traveling around the world with dad and mum before my sister was born, and dad was on the road all the time. He was on the road in terms of doing tours around the US, around the UK and Europe, around Asia and Australia. That's how he met my mum. My dad was originally English. Like with this, I was watching the documentary about Michael Jordan and The Last Dance on Netflix. You might have seen it. And there's a scene in that documentary where the team, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, the Chicago Bulls are on this MGM Grand private jet. And I said to Dad, I was like, is that the same jet that we went on for this tour? And he's like, yeah, mate. Like weird upbringing, yeah? But what I guess that experience maybe in some way, shape or form, or watching my dad work as what he has been over the time that I've been alive until he retired last year, was he worked for himself. He was a contractor for tour companies here in Australia after he finished up with Phil Collins and Genesis. And then working in TV, I'm surrounded by like celebrity and people working hard to produce something as a collective effort to connect with an audience. And, you know, yes, it's for commercial success. So that, in a sense, drove my kind of ambition into wanting to work in an ad agency. But instead I worked in a TV company, and then trying to understand what captures people's attention, what connects people to a brand. Like branding works on me, advertising works on me. I'm a total sucker for commercialism. I like those impulse buys. I have that dopamine hit, and I want to try and help other businesses do that so that they succeed as well. So that's kind of where the drive for me comes from, to learn strategy, to learn consumer behavior, to learn how to captivate somebody's attention visually and verbally, and show up with a personal brand in a sense that it's the same as what a celebrity might do, where they put on maybe a bit of a persona, come to the table with 110%, and then deliver on something that someone can connect with and hold their attention, and, you know, see if they come back for more and keep on delivering on that promise of more and more. That's either, you know, consistently the same, if not better. So that's why I call what it is I do better branding. Do these little bit better each time. So that's the crux of why I do what it is I do. I find tremendous interest in branding. It's like that eat, sleep, brand, repeat. Actually, hold on. Yes, I knew exactly what this was. Eat, sleep, brand, repeat. Jacob Cass, Just Creative, from his Brand Builder Summit from a few months ago. Eat, sleep, brand, repeat. That is pretty much what I think about on the day-to-day, apart from family and some hobbies. But it's one of those things that, you know, you kind of got to love what you do, I think, and that's how you find that ambition and drive to do more, to do better, that little bit. Anyway, I'm crapping on here. It's getting too hot in here. Probably need to take this shirt off, which I'm not gonna do on camera, and get back to this strategy stuff. So thank you for watching. Like this video if you found it helpful in some way. Subscribe if you like what I got going on, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Do better branding.